The Nature Photo Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at the Camera Store, located in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
It's our go-to spot for everything photography and video. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned pro, the Camera Store has what you need.
And the best part, they ship right across Canada with free shipping on most orders over $99.
The Camera Store is a legendary name in photography, so make sure to check them out today at camerastore.com.
Welcome to the Nature Photo Guys podcast,
where we talk about nature photography, from gear to our philosophies and everything in between.
So grab a cup of coffee, sit back and relax.
You're listening to Joe Desjardins
and Chris Gibbs, the Nature Photo Guys.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Nature Photo Guys podcast.
Today's guest is a gifted photographer, artist, author, and an educator whose work captures both the beauty and the mystery of the human spirit and the natural world. Known for his dramatic portraiture and breathtaking landscapes, he has a rare ability to blend emotion, story, and artistry into every image he creates. His portraits hold a mythic quality, each one inviting you to wonder about the life and experiences of the person within the frame. As an educator, he shares his passion through portrait and landscape workshops across Canada. And as a contributor to the offbeat photo community, he helps photographers push their creative boundaries. His award-winning work has been featured in Canadian Geographic, Outdoor Photography Canada, and Dark Beauty magazine. Please welcome to the show, Wayne Simpson.
Hey Wayne, how are you doing?
Welcome, Wayne.
Great. How are you guys?
Oh, really good. Really good. Finally getting you on. Happy to have you on. It's funny, like you had mentioned earlier, just off screen here, that you seen that we mentioned you in Dave's podcast, and that we wanted to have you on, and you're
coming for you,
and then we just sent you the invite, So it was serendipitous, I guess, is what it was. So that's cool. So yeah, super happy to have you on.
Yeah, that cracked me up when I heard that. We're coming for you, Wayne.
Yeah, exactly.
Might have creeped me out if I saw it earlier.
Perfect. No, appreciate it. I mean, without a whole lot of, we did the intro for you. Obviously, everybody's heard it, but just like everybody else, we kind of get a baseline as far as how you started, like kind of what sparked your interest in photography. What came first, the portrait stuff, the landscape stuff, or was it commercial work that first got you started that, we're not aware of, that kind of stuff. So, go.
All right. I hope we have lots of time.
Yeah, you betcha. Sure. Never.
So, really, I really got into photography in college. So I was in college for graphic design, and it happened a lot of times that we'd be working on a design and we needed something specific as a visual, and you can only rip so many things off from the internet before you start getting in trouble in class.
Yeah,
true.
I picked up a used, I don't remember what camera it was now, like an A1 or something like that, like a Canon film camera.
Yeah.
And sort of just by trial and error, taught myself how to take pictures for my assignments. And I guess I kind of took a break after that for a while, went on with my graphic design work. And eventually I lived in Calgary a while back. And when I was there, I had a job so they wanted a graphic designer with an interest in photography is how they worded it.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
okay.
actually it was for Husky Oil.
Oh, nice.
And so I applied for that as I did have an interest. I didn't know squat about photography at the time. And in I went, and what I didn't realize is I was basically thrown into the fire immediately. They handed me this terrible little point and shoot camera, and I had to basically run around and cover what the CEO of the company was doing. So different fundraising things and golden handshakes and all the rest of it.
Sure.
To the point where I started flying with him and private jets and whatever. But the equipment I had was terrible, and I was missing a lot of shots. And so because I had an interest in photography, I went and I bought myself a little Nikon D70 at the time, and an 80-200 lens and a 17-55, I think it was. And I started using my own equipment to show them how much better it could be. And then eventually they started investing. And so, yeah, nice. I was off to the races then. I basically, I shot all the different events for them, aerial stuff of their trucks, refinery shots, whatever events the company would hold. So it was really good training for me, basically on the job, because at the end of every shoot, I had to deliver a booklet with a title page and all the contact sheets from the shots I had done at that event.
Wow.
And they wanted it same day.
Oh, what? Wow.
Yeah. And so being relatively new to Photoshop and being new to photography, I spent every waking hour learning how to do this better and more efficiently. And that's what pushed me.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
So that was that chapter. Moving forward, I was putting everything into that job at that company. And what I started to notice was my creativity was just being squashed. No matter how many extra hours I put in and how much effort I put in, they didn't seem interested in changing things for what I viewed as better.
Sure.
And so every extra effort I put in was just kind of squashed. And that really started to get to me. So eventually I quit that job and I started my own company as a photographer.
Oh, crazy. And what year was that?
I think it was 2008. I'm probably going to get my years mixed up here. Old age is setting in now. I basically, I quit at Husky, and we were in Calgary still at the time, and we had planned to move back to Ontario because we were having our first child, and our family is all in Ontario.
Okay.
So basically, we had to book weddings from Alberta, but in Ontario. I was shooting weddings to make ends meet. And so I ended up booking 19 weddings without meeting any of the couples.
Wow, that's
crazy.
Impressive.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know how I managed that.
Wow.
But, so yeah, I did that. We moved, shot all the weddings, and I shot weddings for several years after that. I think I shot probably a couple hundred. Yeah. So that was kind of that chapter. So that was weddings, portraits, things like that. And eventually I started to really kind of start to play with light more. And Dave Brosha, my good friend and workshop partner, really pushed me to try and do personal work, just to do some work that wasn't, I didn't have the stress of money being exchanged and all that stuff. So I could just learn.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was literally the first shoot that I lined up that everything changed for me as far as my portraiture went. I basically just started playing with light and experimenting with crazy angles, and eventually something just clicked, and I was able to pull off the sort of aesthetic that I was really drawn to. And I felt like I had solved that little problem in my head, and I basically tried to emulate a couple of photographers I looked up to in the portrait realm. Was Joey L., who is a Canadian, Joe McNally, who's American, and Joel Grimes, who's American.
You bet.
So basically, I was trying to reproduce the look that they were getting, and I totally failed at all of them, but the end product was my own style, is how it kind of played out.
Oh, crazy. Do you remember the first shoot? Is there... I think we know based on the story, but was it the Algonquin? Was that your first personal project, or?
That was a guy named Grizz. And
oh, that's right. That's what you had said in the video, Grizz. I remember that shot.
Actually, I shot him that, what do they call that tree in Cochrane there, that with the roots all exposed? I think it's gone now.
Oh,
but anyway.
Okay.
I don't actually even know.
It was an iconic tree that was there, and I made the portrait on the roots of that tree, which all fanned out and looked amazing. And so unfortunately I think it's gone now.
So that's what started it all, like your style of photography right now.
Of my portraiture, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you know Dave all along? Like, was he a mentor to you, or are you just somebody you knew, or you once you got into photography, that's kind of how you guys connected, or?
I had already been into photography for a while before we met. We
Okay.
actually met at the Joe McNally seminar that was in Calgary.
Oh,
I don't know what year that was.
the Joe was that too, I think. Weren't you, Joe?
I was there too.
Yeah, I think I heard you guys talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was at that one as well, and that's where I
Yeah.
met Dave,
Nice.
and we kind of hit it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Super cool.
Yeah. That was I mean, just on the side, that was an amazing off the cuff workshop that Joe did, like, going out into the audience and creating this image or that. It just everything. It was really cool. I mean, he's the master of off camera flash, or using small flashes, right?
Yeah.
What was it? Hot Shoe Diaries? I think it was the first book I got at Joe's, and yeah,
Same here.
It just blew my mind. So I could see where your interest came from. I mean, just watching him, I mean, it just opened up everything. We're like, oh, I got to try it. So next thing you know, you got a half a dozen flashes and 20 batteries, and you're like, you're just trying all this stuff and slaves and everything else, right? But so that's how the relationship started with Dave. And now, your style of photography, was that before or after Joe? You saw Joe first, and then
It was after.
it was after, eh? Okay.
Yeah, I had seen Joe McNally and then met Dave, and Dave and I kind of kept in touch. And then that's when he started pushing me to do personal work.
Nice.
And then it kind of went
That way.
Yeah.
So after that shot, that photo of Grizz, you kind of said you knew this is the direction you wanted to go. Is that when you started your how do I say that? Like paid photo shoots? Like, is that something you started to offer, or did you continue on with a lot more personal work before you made the leap to commission work?
It's funny, actually. Leading up to that shoot, I was doing a lot of more like family portraits and some commercial work. But to be honest, looking back on it, I was a little bit of a hack at that point.
Oh yeah.
I hadn't really found my own style. I was kind of stumbling through it all. And I think once I had that one shoot, everything kind of fit together for me. And so after that, it's kind of funny. Once I kind of found my style, in a weird way, I feel like I started getting less shoots in a weird way. But I started making an income in a different way. It was more progressively over time. I started doing more and more shoots that were just personal. I would do work like paid things as well.
Sure.
But proportionately, it started to be less and less actual paid shoots and more personal shoots. And then people started to see that work and pay attention to it. And that's when the workshop thing started kicking in. And so
Nice.
that's kind of been the perfect storm, really, that, I can see somebody that I take an interest in, approach them, set up a shoot, no money changing hands, not really any pressure on me. But
That's
the
right.
results of that promote workshops. And so
that's a great path.
it's all worthwhile, and I'm shooting from the heart, right?
Absolutely.
for sure.
So I'm guessing, and tell me if I'm wrong, but when you say you were shooting more of a hack, I think I can relate, because it was more of a like cookie cutter portrait shooting, like like families expect a certain look, because this is what they see on the internet, right? So I would shoot the same thing, like you make sure you have certain lines and people are posed a certain way, and there's what I mean, compositionally, lighting wasn't all that dramatic, and it wasn't all that flat, but you know what I mean. It was a little directional, but there was no shadows, so you could see everybody's face, and people were used to that. And then all of a sudden, and that's the good paid stuff, you're getting paid to do that. But then all of a sudden, your style like flips 180. And then people are like, oh, amazing work, but I don't want a picture of me like that on the wall, or my family on the, like, do you know what I mean? Is that how
With
you
the
saw
Sears
that?
portrait shot.
Yeah, everybody's so used to that, but then your work is like, it changed dramatically, and I just don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe people just like, well, I don't want that of me and my family on the wall. I want what he used to do, which is, well lit and not that I'm saying, you know
Safe.
what I mean by well
Safe.
lit,
There you go.
safe,
Yeah.
Yep.
very safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good
is
comment.
that the idea? Like, is that what happened?
That, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that pretty much hits the nail on the head.
Mhm.
That being said, there, I still do the odd one,
Oh, sure.
and I'll make sure I ask them, like, what is it you're looking for? Because sometimes people will see a professional photographer's work and they'll look right at their portfolio, but not clue in that, it's a very dark look or
Mhm.
very moody and not bright and uplifting.
Mhm.
But all they see is professional, so they just trust. And
That's right.
sometimes they don't understand that what you see is what you're going to get.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes I got to be careful of that and make sure that the expectations are in line.
Do you still do
You
weddings
imagine?
since you changed your
I
style
was just
there?
going to
And
ask them.
were you
I was
guys
just
the
going to
thing?
ask.
And you don't do weddings at all? Because
The
I would.
last one I shot was for you guys probably know Jesse and Susan Villamere.
Oh, I know the
Oh,
Fuji
yeah,
names.
yeah,
North.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So the last one I did was theirs. And the only
Oh,
reason I
cool.
agreed is because they're good friends and
Yep.
because they're also photographers, and
Yep.
they didn't want the traditional kind of coverage. They just wanted like perfect light, interesting shots.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so it was perfect for what I wanted to do.
Because I can imagine you'd be conflicted in your head as you want to shoot this and you got to shoot this. It must be a battle constantly that you would have been going through at the time.
Oh yeah.
So did you guys do the wedding up in the Algonquin or?
Yeah.
Oh, you did, eh? I
Nice.
was gonna say, like, based on who they are, who you are in nature and everything, I would imagine the photo shoot might have been somewhere in the park or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. We were up at I don't know, before sunrise
Mhm.
and did some shots kind of on the shore with the island in the background that Jesse had proposed on.
Oh,
Or actually, did he
nice.
propose there? No, I don't think he proposed there, but it was special to them for one reason or
Sure.
another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got them canoeing over to the island, and then
Mhm.
yeah,
Super
it was
cool.
nice. It was like the perfect light and mistiness and geese flying, and it
Oh,
was
perfect.
beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
So
And
a good
then-
way to end my wedding career.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I had something similar. My last wedding was in Banff, and then ended up in, like, the final part was in Lake Louise. Perfect ending, and it's like never want to do it again. I mean,
Yeah.
when you end on a good note, right?
Yeah.
It's like, wow, this was an amazing day. It's just like, yeah, it's like a good career or the end of the career, but you're like, yeah, that was a good one, and it didn't end on a sour note or
You just moved
anything
on.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, and that's
Yeah,
what it is,
next
right?
stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It was, I'm sure, just like you, learning experience. Shot a lot of years doing it. You learn people skills, how to manage people, yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Business.
Um,
Yeah, right.
business, yeah, everything else. But yeah, now, well, for me, anyways, it's animals, so I'm good with that. Um,
They don't talk back to you. Not
yeah,
usually, anyway.
exactly. Yeah,
Well, when they do, you don't understand it.
that's
true.
right. That's right. Yeah. For those that are into gear and everything else, we obviously have to ask you what kind of gear you're shooting, and you shoot video and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
what we see on your website, that you're a big Sigma lens guy, but yeah, can you just touch base on that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, for a while I was sponsored by Sigma.
Mhm.
That I'm not anymore, but I do still use some of their lenses.
Mhm.
So I shoot with a Canon R5
Mhm.
for most of my landscapes. I've been using that, but recently I've picked up the Fuji GFX 100S2,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
and so I'm quickly really loving that. The only thing is the lens selection leaves a bit to be desired as far as the long end goes.
Okay.
So I love telephoto landscapes and things like that. So it's hard to shoot telephoto landscapes because I think they have like a 100 to 200, which in full frame equivalent isn't very long.
That's
And then
right.
they have like a 500, which is just a beast that I'm not going to use for my stuff. So
Sure.
there's no like 100 to 400 equivalent or something like that
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
in the GF mount. Anyway,
Can you adapt other lenses? Like, is there like a Metabones or some sort of an adapter that you can use your Canon glass or something?
There is,
Okay.
but so far the lenses I've tried,
Hmm.
it definitely doesn't work like I'd like it to.
Yeah, the
Sure.
performance isn't there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think
Okay.
the GFX system is fairly new over the last number of years here, so I'm sure that they'll come along with some.
It's been doing pretty good. So I
Awesome.
basically at the moment, my wide landscapes I'm shooting with the GFX
Hmm.
Okay.
because I have the 20 to 35, I think it is, the wide zoom that they have.
Hmm.
So that works amazing. I love that. And then the longer landscapes, I've been using my Canon setup with just the 70 to 200 being my longest right now. I'm in the
Nice.
market for 100 to 500, but
Hmm.
yeah. So as far as my portraiture goes, it was always the Canon system that I would use.
Okay.
I would actually use the R5 adapted to use the 28 1.4 Sigma, the 50 1.4, and the 85 1.4. So those were kind of my three
Nice.
lenses I loved. But
Nice.
since getting the GFX, I've been doing all my portraits with the GFX lately.
Has it changed your workflow a lot, being that it's the 100 megapixel? Obviously, the files are much, much larger.
It's been really strange because in some ways, like just working with the color is so much different.
Yeah.
And I'm finding at times I get frustrated because something's different. And then at other times I'm like, wow, that looks like a finished product.
Hmm.
Right,
We
right out of the
actually,
camera. Yeah.
Dave and I both switched to the GFX for a lot of our portrait work. And we both ran into the same thing. Like we'll shoot demos in a workshop and then we'll do like a post-processing bit later. And believe it or not, with using the different cameras, there has been times where we struggle to find something that's a good example of post-processing because it pretty well looks done already.
Oh, wow.
Like when you
Crazy.
combine lighting and everything, right?
Sure.
And the quality of the files and all the rest of it. And then sometimes if you throw like a film simulation on and screen it way back, it'll have a pretty nice look to it right out of the gate. And so that's been a challenge, which is kind of funny.
Wow, a teaching challenge, but a workflow, something great for your workflow. You know, like you said, if you don't have to
Yeah.
do many corrections. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in certain circumstances, though, and I can't name one offhand, but
Mhm.
there's been certain instances where I struggle with the color to get it where I want. So
Sure.
it's still I'm dealing with the learning curve still. Is what I'm
Sure.
trying to say. But I love it.
Back in 2019, I left the corporate world and started a business, and the video side, I didn't think Canon was there yet, so I just jumped to Fuji. So I had the XT3 and XT4, and the color science is completely, I found, a lot different than the Canon side. So I can imagine the back and forth. Even on the video side, it was a bit of a different. It was beautiful, it looked amazing, but I'm sure it's definitely a challenge there.
Right.
Going between them for sure. So I find like I use the R5 a lot, and there's just I don't know if you find there's a bit of a magenta hue always off the you know, at the original. So you're correcting that way, where the Fujis didn't seem to have that scenario. So I don't know if the GFX is the same or not. But
so far, I'm finding a little bit of magenta in the skin tones.
You do, eh? Okay.
GFX, yeah. I'm trying to figure it out still.
Okay, yeah. Work in progress.
Oh, and you asked about video. Sorry.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I've done a little bit of video. The main one being for like a personal project I did. It was a grant-funded project a while back. So I used mainly the R5 for that. I used to have the R3. I used it as well, but it's gone now.
Okay.
But I used the Sigma lenses with the adapter with the variable neutral density filter.
Okay.
Sweet.
And so that's also why I've kept my Sigma lenses, because they're awesome for video stuff.
For sure.
I just throw the adapter on and I have my neutral density and keep all my settings in check. So that's been nice.
See, I actually understood that, Chris.
Oh, you did? Good for you, Joe.
Yeah, I understood that. Yeah, with the variable ND stuff, okay. So
because you have that exact. You used to have that exact adapter.
Yeah,
so.
That's right. Yeah, that EF to RF adapter with the variable ND. That's a sweet little thing for sure. So sorry, Chris, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, even now that you brought it up, Joe and I had mirrorless, and we had EF lenses for. Joe's made the switch now, but we've had EF lenses for a number, so we use those adapters quite a bit. And I do a lot of video these days, probably 85% video compared to the photos in all in really every business I'm doing right now. So I did switch to a cinema camera, but I still have the R5 and the R5C with the variable ND if required. I was going to ask you a question regarding, you were talking about this, you have the 70 to 200. Is it the f2.8 version or the F4? The f2.8? And you were talking about the 100 to 500. I did pick up the 100 to 500 last year. And the one huge difference that I found, because I did have the 100 to 400, is light. Definitely in early morning, it's like 4.5 to 7.1, right? It's definitely a challenge with the light. So that's might be something that you'll run into depending on what you're planning on using the lens for sure. So
yeah, I see it as just the main thing for me would be, and I don't really make a ton of money from my landscape work just because I don't really promote it. In all honesty, my landscape work is for me. It's all mental health, self-care. That's why I go.
Nice.
And to be with friends and be outdoors. That's my whole reasoning. Yeah.
Well, it's amazing though. So you're doing a great job at that too.
Well, thank you. And actually, something I didn't say in the very beginning when you asked about how I got into photography, after my college days when I moved out west, it was actually the mountains that first got me shooting.
Nice.
I would just get out and I was trying to figure out how the heck do I make these mountains look as nice as they do, but in a photograph.
Sure.
And so I basically learned through trial and error how to shoot landscapes, and that was my very beginning of actually shooting with any kind of competence.
yeah, for sure. And your playground now back home in Ontario, where's that? Is it the parks or?
So I live in Elora, Ontario, and we have a little bit to shoot here. There's a river gorge and stuff like that.
Nice.
But yeah, I'll go to like the Bruce Peninsula to Tobermory area, or else Algonquin Park or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Do you get out to the mountains much? Like, do you get out to Calgary much, or like just yearly? I'm assuming for your workshops, or?
Yeah, that's the thing with the workshops. I'm sure you guys have found this. I run into it all the time where I got to be in a certain place from this date to this date to run the workshop. I'll get there a couple days early to make sure everything is as it should be, and you're just busy. And you know that you're away, so you can't be gone too long. So you cut it close on either end to get home and take care of business, and then you don't leave yourself any personal shooting time.
Yeah,
so it happens all the time. It's kind of sad, really.
And so you do have workshops out here in the Calgary area or the Rockies. I mean, every year, portrait workshops.
Yeah, so Dave Brosha and I have been running our character portrait workshops. It's a workshop series we've been doing for, probably like 7 years or something like that.
Nice.
I think we counted them and we've done 25 of them now together.
Oh, crazy!
So
That's awesome.
Been going for a while, and it's still, people still love these workshops. So whenever we can, we come out west and we do something either in the Drumheller area or. We have one coming up outside of Leduc, just out in the country.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, 2 back-to-back ones.
Nice.
Yeah, a little bit in BC.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And is that the primary workshop you run? Like, are there any other ones that you run in your area or solo? Or, I mean, do you do teaching like one-on-one? Like, how's that working for you on that side?
Yeah, I do mostly one-on-one type stuff here. Yeah, Dave has come here the odd time where we'll run a character workshop here, but majority is, I'll do one-on-one stuff here, and then I'll travel elsewhere and meet up with Dave or other offbeat people, and so it's probably confusing for your viewers. What the heck does this guy do?
Yeah, exactly. What do you do, Wayne? Can you explain that? We have you on here, and
I actually do nothing. This has all been a lie. No, my world is kind of a funny one because I would say portraiture and landscape. At any given time, one kind of takes precedent over the other, and then they will flip-flop. It keeps going like this, back and forth.
Yeah.
So, and I attribute that to my brain not being able to transition very quickly from one to the other, I guess.
But your portraits are a lot of them are in the landscapes, right? So it's a nice
Yes.
blend. Like the
Oh, yeah.
environmental portraiture stuff you have is amazing. Like,
Thank
absolutely
you.
love that style of photography, right? So yeah, I guess you get the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah, well, that's my favorite thing, is to have a person in an environment that tells some kind of story as to
Mhm.
who they are, what they do, what they're all
Mhm.
about, whether that's in a home or in a workshop or outdoors,
Mhm.
wherever, as long as it adds to the story. So yeah, that's my favorite thing.
And for those listening, you got to check out Wayne's website, and you got to go under his about and check out his video called Legacy. It does talk about some of the Sigma lenses, but it shows you behind the scenes with one of the last Algonquin fishing guides. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Frank Kuyak.
I love the behind the scenes, and to be
Oh,
able to see that out there in the canoe, and somebody else is in another one holding the flash, taking photos, and to see the character of this guy, holy crap. I mean, he's got such a unique look, and just everything about it. So you guys have to go. We'll have a link for that. You got to check this out. It's an amazing short film, 5 minutes long, and you'll get to see what Wayne does out there. So
actually, can I tell a quick side story that
yeah,
relates?
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I had already had a shoot set up. I was going to go and photograph Frank Kuyak, the last fishing guide, for my book that I was working on at the time. And, because I was sponsored by Sigma, we worked it out that would be a fantastic opportunity for them, and for them to get someone to come and film me as well. It was a perfect scenario. So Kyle McDougall came along to do the video work, and he had one other person with him helping out. And so anyway, we time everything around the light, of course. And that morning we were supposed to meet up with Frank, and he just didn't show. And so after probably half an hour of him not showing, I quickly made the realization, like, he's obviously misheard where we're meeting, or he slept in or something. So I tried to get a hold of him, and finally just went back to his house, and there he was sitting there waiting for us. And
oh no.
he swore that was where we were meeting. So anyway, away we went. It was supposed to be about half an hour to get to the location. Ended up being more like 45 minutes to just get there. And then to get into the canoes and everything, we were going out to an island. That took at least half an hour longer than he had originally said. So everything was being pushed, and we're watching the beautiful light just fade away.
Oh.
And so we get out there, and we get on this island, and Frank and his niece, who was with him, they just push off, and away they go, and they go fishing. They left us stranded on the island.
What? Without even taking the photo yet?
We hadn't done anything yet. Kyle got a little bit of footage on the way in, and Frank, being a fishing guide, he was determined to feed us, right? And he wanted to make sure that we had food for when it was time to eat. So he said they were just going to go out for a couple of minutes. And we're like, well, the light's really good right now, but okay. And so away they went, and they weren't catching anything. So they're going around the island and around the island. And
oh my God.
we were easily waiting for, I would say, an hour at least.
Oh no.
Before he came in, and we were able to get to work. So anyway, just a side story on that.
Just the character, right? That's who he is, and he wanted to take care of you guys. And fishing guide. Did he catch fish? Did you actually have pan fried? Whatever. I'm guessing trout or walleye or something, or something like that. I forget
what it was. I think it was trout, but it was perfect because I was able to get portraits of him, knelt by the fire and actually cooking the fish, and I got him before that.
Oh, he was cleaning the fish. He was filleting everything on the video. Yeah.
So it worked out for the
awesome.
best after all.
It was a good lesson to me to just kind of roll with things and not get super annoyed when timing doesn't work out, because there's always another approach.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, think outside the
Yeah,
box for sure.
you just got to pivot and shift and make and that's what portrait photography is all about too. Especially when you're in an environment like that, light can change in a heartbeat. That cloud can come in, or that cloud could leave, and then now you got harsh light and so you really got to you got to move, got to pivot, you got to think on your feet
for sure.
Not that different from landscapes too, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, if
true
you're
enough.
doing landscapes and you're expecting amazing light to kick off and it doesn't, then you turn to the intimate scenes and waterfalls and things that you shoot in gentle light. So
for sure. Yeah, and then you get some of the stuff that Chris and I do that we call it artistic, because whatever happens. It's like, no, I intentionally did that, eh, Chris?
That's right.
Yeah.
There's been numerous times we've been photographing together, and we're focused on like Mount Rundle. Remember that day that we were photographing on Mount Rundle, and we're like, nothing's really happening. We look over here. Holy crap! The lights on the mountain.
Yeah.
Over here, and that's what we were on.
A little bit of camera. Yeah, exactly.
That was our plan all along.
Exactly, for sure.
It's interesting. I find that you had mentioned, I think in the video, that you kind of get to know these people before you photograph it. And I really feel that whole story comes out in your images. Like you kind of feel that person already. Like how long does it usually meet with them for a little bit before you shoot them, or how does that work for you?
If I can, I like to meet them beforehand and go for a coffee or whatever, and then meet them another day to do the shoot, just to get to know them a little whenever possible. But every scenario is different. I've approached people before and they can't do it anytime except right then. And I gotta run, get my gear and make it happen in 10 minutes.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And then other people will give me 4 hours of their time and I'll take it. Because I mean, I can nail a couple shots right off the bat, but it gives me time to play and try to get more artistic and do something different. So I'll take whatever time people give me.
Oh, I bet. No kidding. Well, it sure comes out in those images. All of them tell a story. Like you can feel that story. So they're amazing. So
actually, with Frank, I had met him beforehand, and I actually slept at his place once.
Oh yeah.
He wouldn't let me get I was going to get a room in a hostel or whatever. And he was not having any of that. He says that is BS. I've got this big house and nobody's here but me. You're staying here.
Yeah.
Nice. What I didn't realize at the time is I have never met somebody who is such a heavy smoker as Frank was.
Oh, really? Well, you could see it in the video. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I didn't sleep that night. I think it was the nicotine or something. I just could not sleep.
Kept you up. Yeah. Kept you vibrating. Yeah. Just what you said. It's a good lesson for those of you that are out there that do portrait work. That you do nail the shot, because we used to do this back in the film day in the studio. I was a member of PPOC, and we'd shoot what the client wanted, but we'd always keep a couple of frames at the end of the roll, and then we could get creative with lights or poses or stuff like that. And we kind of looked at those as kind of maybe competition prints, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. So just like you said, even though it's the digital world, you nail off the shots, you got the shots, that's what the client wants. But if you have the time, get a little creative, change things up. If it doesn't work, well, nobody's going to see it anyways. You probably learn from it, but you might get another one of those killer images that just came out of nowhere.
Oh, for sure.
So, I mean, I learned that years ago with film, but I mean, it happens with digital. It happens with everything. I mean, you could take that with, I guess you could take it with any genre, landscape photography, wildlife photography, you nailed the shot. Well, it's time to try something different, I guess. Right. So,
you got to have some built-in time to learn and try things I've been wanting to try. So,
absolutely. Sure. Especially for the paid work. Yeah. Get the shot and then, try something a little different. Yeah, you'd be pleasantly surprised. So
we just want to take a quick break to give a shout out to our title sponsor, The Camera Store in Calgary, Alberta.
The Camera Store is where we go for all our photography and video gear. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned professional, they've got you covered.
Plus, they ship right across Canada with free shipping on most orders over $99. You can find everything you need at thecamerastore.com.
Social media. It's a love-hate relationship, I think, for most photographers. Oh God.
And it's
And,
always changing.
and daily,
Yeah.
especially when it changed from a photo app. I'm talking about Instagram, photo app to a video app to,
Yeah.
with all that reels and all that kind of stuff. Give us your thoughts. Yeah, it's one of those things that, Chris and I tried to jump on board with reels. Obviously, for me, it was really slow getting into that because I wanted nothing to do with video. Chris, it was pretty much a natural fit. But how did that work out for you, being primarily a photographer? Did you have to start learning video, you think, to expand your network, get the algorithm working for you so people could see more of your work? How did you approach that?
The truth is, I haven't leaned into it as much as I could be.
Mm-hmm.
So during the pandemic, there was a period of time where I actually got, well, I mean, I had no clients at that time. Everybody's locked down. It was better part of a year that I didn't even pick up the camera. I had 2 young kids at the time, so I was trying to, do the homeschooling thing and just deal with everything mentally like everybody was.
Sure.
And it sort of got to a point where I could finally pick up the camera again. I started just doing kind of candid shots of my kids around the house and stuff, just recording that. And I got really frustrated by the fact that I wasn't capturing what I was feeling. I had let go of all my anxiety and everything, and I was finally letting go of this horrible fact that I couldn't work and I wasn't bringing in any money. And I was able to flip my perspective to, I have time with my kids, I'm close with my family, and just really lean into that and a simpler life and everything. And I was frustrated that I couldn't really show any of that in my images. So that's when I decided to attempt video. And so I kind of just went on YouTube and whatever and watched whatever tutorials I'd get my hands on for Final Cut Pro and things like that. And I taught myself kind of the basics of video. So I made my first short film. It was like 6 minutes long, basically about my own personal struggle through the pandemic as a creative and being with family and everything. And so that was huge for me. It kind of scratched that itch at the time. But then what happened was then I applied for a grant and was accepted. So part of the grant was also video. So it was 19 large-scale portraits in a gallery exhibition, but also a 10-minute short film about the experience of what the project was about. So there was more pressure to kind of improve a bit more and get something meaningful out. And so video has been kind of growing. I've done a couple of paid jobs now.
Oh, good. Okay.
I have not incorporated any of it into my social media.
Okay.
Not one speck of it.
No reels, no nothing. Just you're staying with the photo stuff.
I definitely, like you said, it's a love-hate relationship. I mean, I do this stuff because I love doing it. And yeah, if you post it and you get a bunch of likes and comments, it feels great. But then you quickly find yourself doing it for the likes and comments. And so I guess I try to keep a healthy balance, but I don't know. Maybe that's just an excuse for not being as active as I should be.
No, I think it's a total battle that you got to go through, whether it's good for business or good for personal to stay off. I mean, it's something that we all think about all the time, eh, Joe?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've been on a little bit of a tear posting, and it's actually feeling good. I'm appreciating the interaction with people. A bit of a banter. So it's fun. But when it gets to be work, and you're like, I think I need to keep posting. So then it's kind of where I mentally shut off when it comes to social media.
Right.
But just like you, I mean, I during the pandemic, I probably was good. I mentioned this before. It's at least 6 months, 6 or 7 months. I didn't post a single thing on social media, and I had friends reach out and asked me if I was okay, because I was so used to posting that they noticed, there wasn't a presence there anymore. And it was just like you, I just, trying to deal with all kinds of stuff like that, through the pandemic and everything else. And I just shut off. And it's social media can be mentally draining, can affect your mental health, just like you had said right there. If you're going for likes and you're not getting it, well, even with the whole change in the algorithm, and people with tens of thousands of followers getting 50 likes and not growing their network. And it's not so much growing their network for let's say a pat on the back. It's business. It's that sort of thing, getting those photos in front of the right people. And that's certainly affecting people mentally too. I mean, we see it all the time online, and people reaching out and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd be here today without it. Back in the day, we had to do magazine ads. We did like ads on cable TV. Oh my God.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You're old, man.
I grew up in Sault Ste. Marie, so just north of you, right, in Ontario, and well, not just north, but in northern Ontario. And oh my God, I wonder if I still have it on VHS somewhere. But
you got to find that.
Yeah.
You have to find that.
And then those portraits, I was holding a Hasselblad, and I was on the posing table, and I was just looking up into the lights.
Oh, you got to find those.
I got the pictures. pictures.
You got to make that your new profile picture.
Oh my God, I should.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But it was mailers. It was like all this hard, print stuff that you had to get out. And you may get like if it was Easter, you'd have an Easter promo, you'd have it in the newspaper, and then you'd have it over a weekend, or stuff like that. But how did you do that with wildlife photography? You know what I mean? How'd you do that with nature photography, landscape photography? Well, back then, you're dealing with like publications and editors and maybe print sales and stuff. And the whole point of this conversation, this part, is the fact that without social media, I don't know if a lot of photographers would be where they're at in their careers without a free platform. But it's also affecting their social media or their mental health in a negative way. I mean, like I said, two-edged sword. Like, yes, it's put your career in a certain place. Without it, you may not be there. But man, it could sure affect you if, like you said, you're not getting the likes or the follows or anything like that. So
yeah, well, I really should give credit where credit is due. As you were saying that, it really made me think. Since I've been hanging out with Dave Brocha and been around the whole Offbeat crew, that's been really huge for me as far as growing an audience. And
nice.
I mean, that wasn't on my mind whatsoever. I was just excited to be around like-minded friends and
absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
And be shooting and enjoying this amazing thing we do. But just rubbing shoulders with those guys and getting to hang out with them and learning from, Paul and Dave and Curtis and Chris, all the rest of them. It's been huge. I wouldn't have the audience I have without those guys kind of including me. So I don't even know if I've thanked them, but thank you guys.
Yeah. and I can seriously see, how genuine that response is, that wasn't your intention at all. It was just to get out there and shoot with them and have fun with them and get creative. Right. You know what I mean? And the following and the networking was like a byproduct of that. You know what I mean? Like you went in with the full intentions of just having a good time and learning. So no, you can see, we can certainly see that. Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess in a roundabout way, we had just talked about social media. I think my biggest problem with social media is that I have a really hard time. How do I put this? Putting on, doing the act. Some people are good at being super positive and having this persona on screen or in social media that they really attract people. And I guess one quality, but also at the same time, downfall that I have is that I don't really know much other than just being who I am. I have a hard time being anything else other than that. So
But how would
Well, that's
that
how you
portray?
should
how it
be.
is.
That's how you should
Yes.
be, is be yourself. Absolutely,
Well,
man.
and
Yeah.
that's it. I totally get where you're coming from, and Chris does too. But Chris is
Yeah.
like freaking positive 100% of the time, and it drives us nuts.
Hey,
He actually has a
you know,
positivity song. He's got a
I'm not singing
positivity
that.
song.
You can go
Oh,
watch Jackie's episode and hear that.
yeah. But would your audience appreciate it though? Because I'm a fairly moody guy. Chris sees it quite a bit,
No.
and and like you said, you're trying to, okay, I'm going on social media, put that smile on, and you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
if you were to just come on and say, hey guys, yep, today's been a day, and I'm just
Today sucked.
just being yourself.
Be
I think
genuine.
you be genuine. I think your audience, the audience that matters. Okay,
Right. Yeah.
that might not come across the right way, but the people that truly follow you, truly understand you, and everything else, they're like, oh, okay, well, Wayne's just like anybody else. He's having an average day, or he's having a shitty day, and something happened, but he wanted to talk about it, and maybe post an image that reflects his mood, or I shot this image when I was down, and I was having an issue with this or something, and you could feel that or see that come through in the image, or so. I know what you mean, about trying to be hyper positive and everything else, but I'm actually coming to a revelation just talking about this myself. I think people could relate more if they just see who you are. And I think maybe it's time to incorporate some of that in our stuff too. Like,
Well, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I know you always bug me for being positive, but I mean, for Wayne, I was in the corporate world for 30 years, and it's not always, dealt with unions and non-unions, and went through, a lot in the television broadcast industry, and you know what? It was tough. So leaving there, I just decided, I live every day like I can, and be as positive as possible, and surround myself with positive people. And I say it on so many podcasts, whatever you post on, some people are going to love what you do. Some people you hate what you do, as long as you're happy with what you're doing. And that's the way I live my life, and bugs the hell out of Joe. But at the end of the day, we all have bad days. It is what it is, Joe.
Oh, there we go.
We all have bad days, but at the end of the day, even posting, like, I'd love that video from your website, the behind the scenes, just posting like a behind the scenes. I saw this clip online that somebody had a 360 camera on top of their camera, and they're just filming what they're doing. And then they just post that reel behind, and people get to see kind of how you shoot and what you're doing. And you don't even have to talk, just post that little clip here and there. And it gets people intrigued about, oh, he's using that. Oh, that's cool. And then even that might drive people to want to, attend a workshop or something like that.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that video of yours got me excited. I'm like,
I could watch more of those.
I could probably do that. I've got, softbox here, and, I got Chris to hold the lights. And,
He doesn't really look like he knows what he's doing.
Anybody can do that. Okay, let's go.
Push a canoe out there. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So,
awesome.
no, I'm glad you brought that up about social media. Everybody kind of sees it a little different and affects everybody differently. But
well, even like my services side of the business, that I do a lot of real estate videos, sports shooting, all that kind of stuff. If it wasn't for social media, I don't know where that would have been, right? Like 90% of my business comes from social media, so word of mouth, all that, people sharing stuff. It's, it's great. So it's harder on the landscape and nature side, because it does feel like you're posting stuff to show people things. But at the end of the day, it's like Joe said, it's like that communication, jumping back and forth, having conversations, people asking questions. It's a lot of fun communicating with like-minded people, like you said, whether it's, we for years, you'd be on social media, contacting people, messaging back and forth. And then we had this, Shane Turgeon started the Light Chasers conference in Pincher Creek, and it's going to be 5th year this May. And just even going to that, and meeting these people in person, going, oh, I've messaged you like this. Oh, you put a face to the name, and even those kind of things are fun.
So it certainly builds community too. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have community like that there that you're involved in?
Really, like, I just have a couple of friends that I'll go out with once in a while, but
Okay.
I wouldn't say there's any one person right at the moment that is local that I would just pick up and go shooting with.
Okay.
I see. Yeah.
I find a lot of my shooting happens, like if I'm in the mood, I'll just go out and I'll shoot alone around home.
Sure.
And then a lot of it is like dedicated trips for workshops, and then I just try to squeeze some landscape shooting in
Okay.
on either end of the workshop whenever possible. But yeah, that being said, I just recently went up to the Bruce Peninsula for a specific project that I was just getting some landscape images for something, and that was amazing. I don't remember the last time I had like 2 days to just go and shoot, and there was no pressure for exactly what I captured, that I just go and be creative.
Sure.
And I produced more work in that little trip than I have in so long.
Yeah.
And it felt so good. And I started, I did some cool little abstracts that I was really proud of. And it just felt good. And it just told me I need to do more of that just for myself. I try whenever I can, but I feel like I get to a tipping point, and then I pick up the camera and I get out and I try to get myself out of whatever that bad place is.
Right.
And I think I need to be more proactive and just keep doing it more.
Yeah, and it may certainly help with not getting to that tipping point too, if you can continue to do that and just almost maintain that happiness. You know what I mean? That brings or that comes from shooting, right? So
yeah,
absolutely.
We're just talking about social media, but I just wanted to ask you, because of social media, do you think, or have you seen like the industry? Do you think the industry is oversaturated now with a lot of this, like the landscape world or the wildlife world or the portrait world? Like what are your thoughts on that?
I used to see it as much more competitive and kind of. I guess in the beginning I had this kind of Eeyore sort of a thoughts towards it. Like I just thought, why bother? There's so many people already out there that are amazing.
Yep.
But and I used to be, when I started to actually work in the industry, I was a little more competitive. But, and I don't know if this was Dave. I keep talking about Dave. Dave Brocha rubbing off on me or not, but he's a very positive person that is very community minded and things like that. And I don't know if it was through him that my attitude kind of changed or if it just did on its own, but I don't view people as competition anymore. I think we should all support each other and prop each other up. And, if two people are kind of working towards getting a specific client, at the end of the day, that client's just going to choose the person that, whatever work resonates with them, they're going to choose that person.
Yep.
So why be an ass to the other guy? Why not just be, friends, be colleagues, that be peers?
I love it. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
No, that's
great way to think about that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, great way. Tell us about your book.
Yeah.
So it's called Resilient. That thing was a beast to put together. I say that because, I touched a little bit on mental health and things like that in the whole pandemic thing. The book comes into that story as well because leading up to the pandemic, I'd been working hard towards, meeting up with all these different people and interviewing them and photographing them, putting the book together with all the writing and everything. And it just so happened that right around lockdown time, it got kind of to the editing portion of the book. And leading up to then, a lot of people that have read the book have asked, like, how did you get through all of that? Because there's a lot of very heavy stories in there. To which I say I basically work on a story until I feel it getting to me. And then I'll kind of put that down for the time being and I'll move to a different one to keep my mind in a good place.
Sure.
But when I got to the editing part, it felt like it all just sort of came full circle and it wasn't one story here, one story there. It was all of it as a whole, and a lot of heaviness, and there a lot of memories of things that people said that I couldn't put in the book that were too extreme.
Oh, wow. Okay.
For example, one of them is a human trafficking survivor, and some of the things that she told me were just way too much for an audience to read. And
oh, wow.
That information is still in here, you know. Even my own mom, my mom was in the book, and she's no longer with us now, but that's another one. She told me things that had happened to her and that family members had done and this and that. I can't say any of it because it will endanger people. So now I've got that stuck in here. So all of that with the pandemic led to a lot of drinking, and to the point where I was being 100% honest here, I was out of control. I was circling the drain big time.
Crazy.
And and then I had a couple family members pass away, and then not long after that my mom passed away, and so it all kind of snowballed and got very, very dark. And so the book at that time was very, very heavy, but coming out the other side of it, I'm so glad I did it, because trying to think now that I only put the book out like a few years ago now, and there are, I want to say 12 people in that book that have passed away.
Oh, you're kidding.
Really?
Yeah. So Frank, that we talked about earlier, the guide from Algonquin, he's passed. My mom's passed. Several people from around my town here. And I'm so happy that I was able to meet those people and write about them and hear their stories and photograph them. And so that's been huge. So it's been a crazy, crazy journey and a very deep journey, because I learned a lot about myself and what I can and can't take mentally and all the rest of it. So, yeah.
Is there another book in the works, or has that ever crossed your mind? Of course, it's probably crossed your mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about doing one, trying to do one sort of on the other end of the spectrum, like more of a positive overall vibe.
Yeah, you bet.
I'm making my book sound terrible, by the way. But
No. I think I certainly get it, and I'm sure Chris does, and I'm sure our audience will. I mean, it was pretty clear what you were saying, so I don't think anybody would get that. But
and you'd add to the connection of now reading the book and reading those stories, and you can feel those stories a lot more based on what you just said, right? So
yeah. But I've thought about something on a little more positive spin, and I've put a couple things forward to my publisher. I just haven't got a response. So, well,
Mr. Publisher, if you're out there, there's an email waiting for a response. So come on, let's go. Whoever he is or she is.
My wife won't let me do a second Resilient though.
No,
that was all encompassing, like that.
Lesson learned.
That took over my life for a couple of years. So
that's tough, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Yep. Is that book still available to purchase?
Yes, you can get it through Amazon. Also, last time I checked, the Camera Store carries it in their awesome little library there. So
awesome, perfect.
So the Camera Store Calgary,
still there.
Downtown Calgary. If you do not have copies of his book, you need to restock. And so we know a few people there, Chris. We know a few people. So
That's awesome.
Well,
I miss that store. I miss when I could just walk in there when I used to live in Calgary. It's such an awesome place.
That was the last time I saw you. Was at the Camera Store.
Oh, was it?
When you're you were in there for I think I was.
Dave was doing a talk. I think
a dog or something like that. Yeah, I was there. I think that's where I saw you last. I think it was in the Camera Store. It was one of those Saturday thing or like a talk or whatever it was. But I think that was the last time I saw you. That was a few years. I don't know how many years ago that was now, but
you're getting old, probably why you can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway,
great. Yeah, that's the
Oh, it
scary
is.
stuff. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
look at
Yeah, me
Wayne's.
too.
Look at, you look at his video and then you see him now and you're like, holy crap, what happened? Um,
This guy.
So funny story.
oh, geez, here we go.
I was going to look for, I don't know if I have a copy of my book in here. I was going to hold it up next to my face.
Oh, were you?
I've had about 4 people now think that the person on the cover of my book is me.
Oh,
I don't see it.
Serious. Oh my God. That's hilarious.
So-
Yeah. Cause
We'll overlay it together with your face on
yeah,
screen here for the
Yeah.
episode.
sure.
I mean, I don't recall
Oh, my
ever
God.
having dreadlocks and
And a beard like that. Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Wow.
I have had a
Crazy
giant
hair.
beard before, but
Oh, have you? Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
during the pandemic, I was like a weird science experiment. I just let it go, and it just kept going and going until it reached critical mass and just started breaking off. And,
Oh wow. Like a
Oh,
Lee
I ended
Norby
up-
beard?
yeah, it was
Oh,
on that
wow,
scale.
that's awesome.
I actually had to shave it off because it kept scaring me because I would see it in my peripheral vision all the time, and I was eating it all the time, and I just had to get rid of it.
Oh.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, Chris was trying.
I don't think
but
I'll never be able to chance that one, but
that's taken you 5 years to get there. You started growing that since the podcast started.
hey, it was
So-
good. In the summer I was curling it. I shaved
It's a
Yeah.
very
now.
full mustache.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Good, it's good.
Okay, good. Phew.
So,
Oh,
advice. What would you
Yes,
give?
please.
No, we're taking it all from you.
From you.
This is
Oh,
your
okay.
show. This is your show. People starting out. Somebody that wants to get into portraiture. Cameras, any and all that kind of advice. We get that question asked. Okay, well, I'm starting out. What's the best camera? I want to learn portraiture. Like, what do you do? Like, how do you get started? So what would you kind of advise people starting out today, especially in the portrait world, to get started? Like, what kind of advice would you give them? Is it more community? Is it just getting on YouTube? I love YouTube, by the way. Like, YouTube's a big thing for me for
Yeah.
learning. What would you suggest? Like, what would you tell somebody? They come up to you, Mr. Wayne. I want to get into portraiture. How do I do that?
Where do I start?
I would say 50 millimeter lens, a
Mhm.
fast 50, like
Yep.
a Sigma 51.4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Even if you're somebody just starting out and budget is an issue,
Mm-hmm.
even just get yourself like that lens and either one of the cheaper mirrorless cameras like a R6 or something like that,
Mhm.
or if you want to save even more money, go with, I don't know what the last is that 5D Mark IV or is that the last
Yep.
one?
Oh, the
5D
DSLR,
Mark
yeah.
4. Yep.
Yeah.
DSLR. Yep.
So keep it simple. Strobe Pro in the Calgary area has amazing lighting stuff, which is very affordable. And
Absolutely. Yep.
full transparency, I'm unofficially sponsored by them.
Mhm.
Okay.
But I used their gear before I was,
Yep.
and I still use it now. I think I have 6 of their lights.
Yeah.
And so I would recommend even just start with one light, get your light off of the camera
Mhm.
so that you can actually play with direction of light.
Mhm.
And pay attention everywhere you go. Look at light, how it interacts with people in everyday settings, and really try to understand why it's acting the way it is. That's going to help you later when you are trying to light a person or understand what good light. So those are a couple things as far as that goes.
Like, what would you recommend? Finding a style that you look or a style that you like, and then maybe following, trying to emulate. Like, I mean, you did that, right, in the beginning.
Yeah.
Till you
with-
found your own
with-
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then,
Yeah, totally. I would say it's actually a very important step to actually see somebody's work and have a reaction to it, but I think more importantly, understand why you're reacting that way to it.
correct.
So
yeah.
to understand, is it because this person somehow accomplishes some kind of a mood to the images?
Mhm.
Is it are they high key or low key, or what is it that draws you to them, and try to understand how that was done.
Mm-hmm.
And I can, with 99.9% certainty, say that no matter how hard you try, you're not going to be able to emulate whoever that person is that you're trying to emulate.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said earlier, the byproduct of you trying to emulate that is that you're going to probably get close, but it's going to look like your own work with a little bit of, some spice from other people put in there.
Sure.
And so, yeah, a lot of people get caught up on finding their style,
Too early.
And I say, just keep shooting and trying to emulate, and it just happens. You don't worry about it.
Organically. Yeah.
Sure. It just happens. I actually remember one time when I was asking somebody, like, well, what would you say my style is? I don't have a style. Not even realizing that by that point I did. So, it just happens.
Sure.
No, it's very organic. Yeah. No, I totally agree. So as far as mentorship goes, like, I know you offer one-on-ones, but do you offer a mentorship program for the year? Like, I see certain photographers that'll offer, 2 people a mentorship for the year, and, they meet up once a month, or whatever the criteria is. Is that something you offer, or is it just more of a one-on-one kind of, whatever they want to cover sort of thing?
I don't offer it in an official kind of way, but there are a few people that I kind of unofficially mentor that I try to bring along whenever I can on, paid jobs or whatever.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Whenever I need help, and so they can learn a little bit from it. And also if they have questions, like I had a couple of people when I was kind of working my way up that helped me out a lot. And it really made me realize, after getting a lot of no's from other people or just being ghosted, that I got to realize how important it was that those people did help me. So I try to pay it forward. So when people ask questions, I mean, I'm not busy enough that I can't answer the odd question, and I'm happy to help someone out if I can. Until a time comes when I have things going crazy and I don't have the time to answer everybody's questions, then maybe that would be different. But right now, I've got the time.
Well, and you know what? And they reached out specifically to you. So, I mean, of that mindset too, that I respond to every single comment on anything that's,
for sure.
On social media or on YouTube or whatever it is, emails, because, if they took the time out of their day to do that, well, I can certainly take a minute to respond. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
And I just, I'm happy. It makes me feel good that, somebody's interested in my work and actually wants to leave a comment, So
Totally.
I think it's great for those photographers out there that, have those interactions to respond. I mean, those people love it. And then sometimes it turns into a conversation sometimes. And again, it happens organically, right? You're not responding in hopes that they're going to buy a print or they're going to do a workshop or, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. You're genuinely replying because it's like, oh, hey, great. Thanks. That's awesome. Yeah, I did it this way, or, this happened. And, that banter happens, you know what I mean? And it's building more community and it's just fun. Like it's just, that's the fun part of social media. Right. So.
Yeah, totally.
And it's neat to see, if you start communicating with somebody and then their work improves and you just played a little part of where they have gone, and just to be able to see where they go, that's pretty cool to see, where they take it and run with it. Right?
So really quick, before we start wrapping things up, what was the toughest shoot you did? Whether it was,
being stuck on an island,
mentally, or, every single thing went wrong. All your lights blew up except one, so you were forced to shoot it that way. Your camera's calved, and I had to shoot it on a phone.
I'd use iPhone flashlight to light.
Yeah, that's right. So, is there one that really stands out besides a guide leaving you to go fishing? Like, is there one, or there's probably many, but yeah.
There's a few, and of course I have different genres to talk about here.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, I'll start with a wedding one.
Yeah, we all have the wedding ones. Perfect. Okay, shoot. Can't wait to hear this one.
All right, I shot this one wedding where the bride was determined. They had this little pond on the property, and it had a little island in it. The pond was, I don't know how to describe how big it was, maybe 100 meters across kind of thing with a little island in the middle.
Okay.
Her dream was to have all the guests seated on one side of this pond, and she would come by canoe across the pond, which made no sense, to come to the shore where the audience was, and then go across a bridge onto the island where the wedding party would be.
Okay.
So
Wow.
there was no backup plan for weather. And of course, sideways rain ensued.
Oh no.
And so I'm trying to shoot this, and she's coming across in the canoe, and just like her hair's going sideways and everything, and she gets out and walks, and it's all craziness. And I realized that as she starts walking across and onto the island, I realized that the direction of the rain was actually like straight into my lens.
Oh,
And
man.
I had to shoot that way. That's where the wedding was happening. I couldn't go across the bridge. So I dealt with that. My 1DX at the time kept going. My 5D Mark III crapped out. It got too wet. I look over at one point during the ceremony, and there's a dog lifting its leg, taking a pee on my camera bag.
Oh,
jeez.
So anyway, I get through all that, and then we're doing the wedding party pictures, and it was in the country, so I put my one camera. It was a 1DX with a 70-200 and a flash. I set it down on like a hay wagon or something, and I'm shooting some people, and I turn and I notice it's in a different spot. So I'm looking around. There's nobody right near me. I'm thinking, okay, who just was touching this? And I get to the editing process, and one of the groomsmen had grabbed my camera and basically opened his pants and taken a shot into his pants.
Jeez, this is all the same wedding.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lucky for me, the 70-200 doesn't focus. It's not a macro lens.
that's right.
Yeah.
So,
Macro.
but the funny thing is that guy had a tattoo on his hand, and I knew immediately who it was.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was able to call him out for it. And it was just a nightmare. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
As far as the hardest shoot, I would say it was more of an emotional toll, and that was the human trafficking survivor.
Yeah,
Sure.
Leona is her name. That was really difficult because at the time my daughter was 4.5 at the time, and Leona had started telling her story, and it started at the age of 4. That she still remembered some of the abuses happening in her household and stuff. So that was terrible to hear. But her mother, who she had not talked to for something like 10 years before, happened to be there that day. And when Leona was telling me her story, her mom hadn't heard a lot of the stuff that happened to her. And so it was extremely emotional for everybody there. And that was really, really difficult. I couldn't go home after. It was in Niagara area, so it was, I'm trying to remember how far that was, like over an hour drive for me. And I replayed it, the recording of the interview on the way home, and I couldn't go home. I had to go to a pub and sit there for a while and wait till my kids were asleep and then go home. I just couldn't do it. So that was a really hard one. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh man.
A couple, different sort of situations. I could go on forever. I'll leave it at those two.
Yeah,
Sure.
no,
Sounds
I appreciate you sharing that. You know, I think social media again is very untruthful. A shit ton of lies because all people see is the happy, shiny side of things, and don't actually see, not the dark side, but the other side of photography, right?
Yep.
I've talked to multiple people about that, and they're getting down because it's like, well, look at so and so's doing this, so and so's doing that. I said, yeah, they got the photo, but what did they do right after that? You know, are they like in a bad mood, or they didn't want to be there, or they're, you know, maybe that's actually not what they do, or you know what I mean? It's just a flex,
Yeah.
like. So, I mean, with social media, I take it with a grain of salt. But, you know, with what you just said, you know, most people never see that side of you. It certainly comes through in your book, though. You know, your storytelling
Mhm.
and the images that you know, go with those stories. But man, that has to be tough. I mean, I'm feeling it just by what you had said.
Yeah.
Those few
Oh,
minutes, like
exactly.
I just can't believe you even. Um, you know, to speak to somebody about, even if you never took a photo, you know, just listening to those stories, man, they never leave.
Somebody that's been through that kind of thing, and even, how do I put this? Even the language she used,
Mm-hmm.
because she was used to being able to speak freely about, you know, sexual things,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no like sugarcoating
Yeah.
the way she said things. It
Sure.
was
Mm-hmm.
very abrupt, very
Mm-hmm.
surprising, and
Mm-hmm.
vulgar at times, but it was just how she had to express it. Like,
That's right.
there was no other way to say it, really, some of the
Yeah.
things. So,
The only thing she knew.
yeah.
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 And that certainly helped her, you being there, and her able to share her story with somebody. So that I would
Yeah.
say therapy, you know, if I had the opportunity to share, you know, whatever it was, you know, it certainly helps talking about it. So it's
Actually,
great.
something I didn't expect. So I did an interview. It was just after the book launched with The Current with Matt Galloway
Okay.
and on CBC, and we had Jesse Villamere, who's in the book
Mm-hmm.
as well. They connected with him and asked him a few questions, as well as Leona, the woman I was just talking about, and it was really incredible to hear how she explained the situation and like the experience of
Mm-hmm.
being interviewed and photographed by me, because being a woman who had been through what she had been through, she described it as that a lot of people wanted to sort of bully the story. Like, I don't know how to explain it really, but they weren't as understanding or caring
Mm-hmm.
when asking questions or things like that. And it was really nice to hear that it was a good experience for her, and that it kind of renewed some hope in men, I
Oh,
think,
wow. That's
Nice.
awesome.
which was
Mhm.
very interesting to hear. Yeah.
Very touching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Wow. Well, I mean, this has been an incredible interview, Wayne.
No kidding.
Again, we truly appreciate you coming on. Thanks for sharing the stories. I hope people, you know, certainly buy the book and see, you know, not only for the portraiture, but you know, the stories behind that. And yeah, very thankful for you to be on there, Wayne.
Yeah. Thanks, Wayne. Much
Oh,
appreciated.
my pleasure. I appreciate the invite, and
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah,
no, it's
hopefully at least one or two more people know that I shoot landscapes now too.
Right.
well, we might put the odd one up there. I mean, I think you have what, 3 on your website or something. No,
He's got
just
more than
Yeah.
three
three
landscapes. Yeah.
landscapes.
Yeah.
I mean, you also got your abstracts and stuff there too. So, and the less is more, the minimalist stuff. Yeah. You know,
Oh, yeah.
of course, everyone, we're going to have the link to his website. So it's something you certainly gotta take a look at for
For
sure.
sure. And your workshops, you got workshops coming up here too, or are you still looking for people?
Yeah, let me think here. So Dave Brosha and I have 2 back-to-back ones called Spirit of the West, which is happening out in Alberta, just outside of Leduc. But yeah, I believe there's just a couple spots left. The first one sold out, and then the next one almost
Sweet.
sold out, and there's just a little bit left, I think.
Nice.
But
That-
yeah, that's it. I mean, as it sounds, it's a Western themed kind of a portrait workshop, which is going to be amazing.
Well, I was
Very
wondering
So
when you said
we'll actually
Leduc
be on a
earlier.
ranch.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you said Leduc. I'm like, what is near Leduc? It's not like a drumheller,
Yeah.
but it's but yeah, ranch,
Edmonton.
Western style. Yeah.
No,
you're
we
right.
actually have a private ranch with actual, cowboys and cowgirls and probably
Sweet.
some indigenous people and
Crazy.
horses and yeah.
That's
that
going to be
sounds like fun.
amazing. And again, reach out to you if they want any one-on-one mentorship or teaching or any of that kind of stuff too. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Because sometimes I'm in Alberta and you never know when something might line up that I could just, sort of be in your area and do some one-on-one mentoring. And
sure.
I've had some people, fly out to me, whatever
Nice.
works.
Well, thanks again, Wayne. Really appreciate it. And of course, everybody, thanks for watching another episode of the Nature Photo Guys, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Before we wrap up, we'd like to thank the Camera Store for supporting the Nature Photo Guys podcast.
They're a legendary name in photography, and their support helps us keep bringing you these episodes.
Don't forget to check them out at thecamerastore.com for all your photography and video needs.
Thanks for joining us on the Nature Photo Guys podcast. If you have any questions, contact us at info@thenaturePhotoGuys.ca or message us on Facebook and Instagram at the Nature Photo Guys podcast. Visit YouTube and subscribe to our channel to watch all our latest videos. Or follow and listen to our latest podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or on our website at thenaturePhotoGuys.ca. We'll catch you next time on the Nature Photo Guys podcast.